Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing here today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi! So today we're doing another tutorial and the one today is on Tinker's Construct again, but today we're going to go over some of the really cool things that Tinker's adds that you might not think about. First of all, look at all these different heads. All the different heads, yeah, that's right, because you can get different heads in Tinker's. Now, one of my favorite things about Tinker's that I try to get almost right away is a sling and slime boot. So if you've seen any of my Let's Plays and it has Tinker's in it, I try to get those as soon as possible because it makes exploring lots of fun. Well, what do they do? Well, first of all, I'm going to go into regular mode to demonstrate it properly. So let's go back into survival. And so this is a slime sling. To make them, you're going to need a congealed slime block, which is putting 4 of these slime balls together. See, like so. And then you're going to need 3 slime balls and 2 string, and that will make you a slime sling. Now, the slime slings all do different things. That is a new thing to the new version of Tinker's. Now, the recipe is going to remain the same. It's just going to be the color of slime that you use, including an ichor. Well, ichor you actually get from the nether. There's also ender slime. Ender slime you get from the end. So that's right, there's new slime islands. So let's go take a look at those real quick. Go back to creative for a minute, which I don't have to be in, but you know, it just makes it faster to show you. So let's go see. I showed you the other slime islands before. Don't worry, I've already found some, so this will be really quick. But when you're in the nether, I do have mob spawning off, so it won't spawn the slimes, but this is the slime island in the nether. And this is the ichor blocks. This is what you're going to need for that kind of sling and boots. Okay? This one doesn't have a sapling, but sometimes they can have a sapling too. Alright, then for the nether, not the nether, for the end, I know what I meant. I made us a nice little end portal and went and find one there too. Now, of course, I already killed the dragon because, well, why not? Where? Up here. So, this one, it varies where they spawn, but I actually had one spawn right here after we go through that. And this is the end ones. Now, what does this spawn? This spawns the ender slime. And these are really cool because if you go to hit one, they can bounce away. They're not going to do it here. All right, well, let's go back to spawn, and I will show you what they do. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. And, of course, I already killed the ender dragon, because this is tutorial world. This is not my Let's Play world. All right, so if we spawn one here, whoops. Wrong direction, lava. Alright, if we spawn one of these ender slimes here, they're actually really, really cool. If you go to hit one, they teleport. I think they're so much fun to play with. Yeah, they teleport. Alright, let me clear this up. Okay, I cleaned all that up because I don't know about you, but they are a little bit distracting. Okay, so now that you know where to get those, let's go over what each one does, right? Okay, so we have different kinds of slings now. And they all actually do different things. Now, we have different kinds of boots, including congealed blood boots. But as far as I can tell, I've tested them extensively in survival mode, and they don't seem to be any different as far as the boots, except for what the material is that you make them out of. So the boots recipe is all the same, it's just the material you use is different. So, again, concealed slime, which is 4 slime balls together, and a slime ball. So you want 2 of those like so, and that makes the boots. So the recipe is just different depending which kind you use, and they all say it just lets you jump really high. Okay, so the slings, however, and this, you can actually put them down and bounce on them, and it lets you bounce up in the air. But again, I didn't see any kind of difference as far as how much they let you bounce. So that's kind of a letdown, but that's what it is. Maybe they're going to fix that in the future, but as of right now, they haven't. All right, but as far as the slings are actually different. So yes, you make them out of the different materials. Same recipe, but different materials. But they actually do different things. Now, the green one is the typical one. If you're familiar with Tinkers at all, the green one, you charge it up by holding down right click, you let go, and whee, it slings you pretty far away, right? That was actually pretty far. Now the blue one, we used to have the blue one, and it pretty much did the same thing the green one does. However, if you hold it down and charge it now, you notice I go forward. You can go up, and that's fine, but if you hold it at an angle like you typically do with the green one, you actually go forward with the blue one now, which is very confusing, and I went to use it on a Let's Play, and yeah, it does not work the same as the green one does anymore. So, if you want to be flung far away, first of all, make sure you're wearing slime boots, because you will die unless you have a way to softly land. So, because as you can see with the green one, it makes really, really fun to explore in Let's Plays, which is why I use it a lot, but it can be very deadly, so be very careful. Alright, so the blue one slings you forward. We're going to skip the ichor one for a minute, because the ender slime one is really, really cool. So the ender slime, if you hold it up against some kind of wall, it teleports you through it. So instead of flinging over somewhere, it actually teleports you through the wall or forward in a direction. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So it can be really fun to, if you're up to a building and you want to get in quickly, you can just use this to do that. Now, I don't know how much I would use that one, but it's still kind of fun, right? Now, the ichor one is my favorite. I still love the green one because traveling, but the ichor one does something really, really cool. So we're going to get some animals out here because we're going to play with them. We're going to get some chickens. We're going to get some cows. The ichor one, if you hold it against an animal or a mob, it sends them flying. So it could be a way to get animals to where you want them to be. So say you're trying to get animals so you can start a farm. This would be a cool way to get them. Now, I have noticed when I was testing, it's very hard to get them up a block. So if you stop walking here, see, it just flings them and it kind of hits them into the block. So it's harder to get them up a block. There we go. It's harder to get them up a block. However, if you're trying to fling them into just a long direction, that does work. But even trying to get them up a block here proves to be a bit difficult. Now, it even works for stuff like the turtles. If I can get this turtle back in the water. There you go. It even works for turtles, flinging them across the water, which is, by all means, even just a little bit fun. So, if you're trying to get animals back to your base, that makes a really good way to do it. Now, there's another thing that you can do it for that is also kind of fun. And that is villagers. So, even this little cat here, whee! And because cats have 9 lives, it should be fine. Now, I did test it on a bunny because, you know, we're in the desert and there's bunnies. You have to be really careful with the bunnies because it sometimes kills them. But it does not work on iron golems. I've tried. It just doesn't work. They're too heavy. So, it doesn't work on them. However, if I come over to a villager, You have to load it up before you click on him. But you can also see if I click on him, it'll get his trades. But if you load it up first and then point to him and click, then you can also fling the villagers. Which is just fun, let's face it. It's just a lot of fun, who cares? But yes, you can fling all kinds of things. Now the other thing, you can also fling stuff like slimes. Again, I was testing this out, having way too much fun with it because, let's see if we can get a big guy. There we go. Because you can even sling like the slimes. Alright, one more thing. Okay, the slimes get kind of loud, so we came over here. But if we do a creeper, a skeleton, you can see we can also fling him. And if we do creepers, we can also fling them away from us. You're like, no, you're not going to make me explode. So think how much fun these would be in a Let's Play survival series. Now, just to demonstrate, again, these won't go up blocks, but if we can find one where I can fling it, I did kill several of the bunnies by doing this, so again, just be careful with the bunnies. Excuse me, can you stop bouncing? There we go. See, he landed there just fine, but after a couple flings, I did end up managing, yeah, like so, killing him. So be careful unless your point is you're trying to kill him. So, yeah. Fun. Okay, we are back here at the setup area, and I've put myself back in survival mode. Reason why, because we're going to test out some stuff. And it's better to show you them in survival. So first of all, just to demonstrate how the slime boots work, you do have to wear them on your feet, like instead of your regular armor. Of course, the other ones to go. But this is how it works normally. And when I land, because I have these slimy boots on, unless you hit a cactus, it makes you just jump, right? So think of the ways it can come in handy if you're just trying to explore, if you're trying to possibly jump over a certain area. It comes in very, very handy. Now, the one thing, well, I actually haven't tried, but the one thing you couldn't do, they did fix that. You used to not be able to do it from the water, but apparently now you can. So there you go. We both just learned something new. Yay! All right. So, but make sure you have the slime boots on. Otherwise, yeah, you could probably die. Especially if you're using the green one. I have definitely died from it before. All right. So some other cool stuff that Tinkers adds. These really cool cakes. So there's an earth slime cake, sky slime, blood cake, ender slime, and magma. So these are the recipes. Now, tall slime and grass, you're just going to get from clipping them. And then the different types of slime you're going to get from, well, putting the slime, the slime balls in like the smelter and melting them. And then you're just going to pour it into a bucket. Real easy, right? So why would you want to make these? Well, the earth slime, of course, is going to be regular slime and tall slime and grass. The rest of it's going to be like regular cake, 2 sugar and an egg. So this one gives you luck for 15 seconds. So as I eat it, you can see it gives me a little bit of luck, which is kind of cool, right? Especially if you're like doing, like near a mob farm or something, you know, there you go. Maybe I'll get a little lucky. All right, so this is the tall slime and grass, but as you can see, it's the blue and the sky slime. So you're going to do the sky slime balls, melt those. And this one, it gives you jump boost 2 for 20 seconds. And again, as you eat each one, you can see what it gives you. Now, of course, I already do have the slime boots on, but yeah, still fun. All right, so the tall slimy grass, this is the one from the nether. This one is a little bit different because you have to use glowstone dust instead of the sugar. And then the buckets of blood. So it's actually congealed blood, which I did show how to do last time. You can even just sit in a smeltery like so, and it'll give you blood. And once you have enough, you can pour it out and make a blood ball. But that is in the last video if you missed that one. All right. So, and that one gives you regeneration for 7 seconds. Which, of course, can come in really, really handy if you're doing something like a mob fight, boss fight, or something like that. Could come in very handy. This one's kind of fun. So this is the ender slime grass. So end, and then you melt theirs, like the ender slime balls, into the liquid. It's back to sugar and an egg. And this one gives you levitation for 10 seconds. So this one, you're probably going to want to make sure you have your boots on, because when it lets you down, it just flat out lets you down. Like so. So, not quite sure what you would use this one for unless you just need to get up high for something. Maybe try to get to a slime island, but I think by the time you're able to get this, you should already have that. So, not quite sure what you'd use this one for, but it could be lots of fun. Maybe you can even troll a friend and give them one, right? All right, so next is fire resistance cake, which is the magma cake. So this one, of course, you use the magma creams that you find in the nether. And this one is also glowstone instead of sugar. So this one gives us fire resistance, which of course would come in handy in the nether of all places. If you're fighting blazes or, you're just playing with mobs that deal lots of fire. All right, now these are some cool stuff that Tinkers adds that are really, really awesome and fun to play with. So first of all, we have a, what is it called? A piggbackpack. I always say it wrong. And it's used to pick up a mob. So you use a pig iron ingot to make those, was in the previous tutorial, and a saddle. So it gives you one of these. And for instance, we're going to pick up a cow here. And you just hold on to it and right click on him and you pick him up. You basically carry him on your head. So let's see. If I switch, you can see we're just carrying a cow on our head. No big deal. No big deal. So this, of course, comes in very, very handy. Just a second. All right, there we go. This comes in very, very handy if you're trying to bring mobs, of course, back to your place. Or if you want to, take them with you somewhere. It looks awfully silly. And some of the mobs, the cow isn't as bad, but some of the mobs really, really get in your way when you're carrying them. So just be careful of that. All right, and then if you take it off, it just comes right back off. So it does use it in place of your chest piece. So when you're carrying them, just beware of that. But it's pretty awesome. I like it. All right, next we have these glowballs. They are not something you eat, but it is glowstone in the middle surrounded by snowballs. Hopefully you saw that before I accidentally picked it up. So the glow balls are really, really cool because if you want just a touch of light somewhere, you just take one of the glow balls and you'll see this right here. It just created a little light source. So for this, we're actually going to go back to nighttime. So as you can see, it just lights it up here. Now, if we go somewhere where it's not already lit up, like here, you can see a little bit better. Look how much light that actually provides. And it's really cheap to make once you start getting glowstone. And of course, you can do snowball generators. So it'd be really easy to make something like this. And each recipe makes 8. So very, very nice. Okay, back to daytime. Now, if you remember Tinkers before, there was a Shuriken tool that you can make. And it was really awesome. I love it. But they took that out. Yep, they took it out. So instead, there's 2 different Shurikens you can make. The first one you're going to do is probably the flint one. So it's 4 flint. And it gives you 4 of these flint Shurikens. And as you can see, you just throw them at mobs or whatever. It does take about 4 to kill something like a cow. Of course, I didn't hit him every time, but yeah. And then there is also, let's see, then there is also the quartz one, which is for nether quartz. And with the quartz one, they're obviously sharper, so 2 kills 1 cow versus the 4 with the flint. It's as it should be. Flint is much easier to get than nether quartz. Until you start going to the nether, and then you should have tons of nether quartz. And so these are handy to make. They do stack up to 16, which makes it kind of nice. And if you do not hit them, you can see that you can pick them back up. Now, if you do kill a mob with it, it does use them up like so. But see, if you miss, it bounces off for any reason, then you can get it back like that. But just be aware that it will use them if you hit your intended target. If you do not and you miss, you can pick it up. All right, another one that's really cool, and the last one we're going to do today. These are really awesome. They're called EFLNs. They explode, and it's really safe for mining. So, it's 4 gunpowder and 1 flint to make one of them, and they stack up to 16 also. So, when it says safe for mining, let's see what they're talking about. So, for instance, down here, and with the cow there, we're just going to throw one, and even though it's not killing the cow so much, with the first one, you can see it leaves all the blocks. So the reason why it's safe for mining, if you're wanting to clear out a space, but you want the blocks, for instance, you know, I'm going to want that iron, you can throw one of these, and it gives you the blocks back. So it's really cool. Of course, I can jump down because I got my slimy boots on, but it allows you a pretty cool, different, unique, whatever you want to call it, way of clearing out spaces. If you're trying to mine, you don't care what it looks like, you just want to get your stuff. Again, it is very, very loud. That's why I didn't turn the sound down. But one of these does a pretty good size area. So, but as you can see, you have to also be careful, because the reason why I wanted to show you in survival, it does hurt you. It hurts you. It hurts passive mobs. So be very, very careful with all of that. But it is a fun way to kind of do a little bit of exploring, a little bit of exploding, and a little bit of clearing out an area. So, let's clear the weather again. There we go. All right. So, if you didn't have a reason to love Tinker's Construct before, with all the tools, which is, you know, of course, one of the reasons I love it, this is a couple different other reasons that you should absolutely love Tinker's Construct, or at least why I do. All right. That's it for this one. Hopefully this was very, very helpful. I know we cover a lot of stuff, so if you have any questions or comments at all, leave them down below. I will be happy to answer them. And, you know, if you know something, sometimes I don't know everything. I try, but I don't. Just like I had to add in a correction because, well, I was wrong last time. This clear glass, which, you know, we love because Tinker's Construct. Clear glass versus, you know, regular Minecraft glass. You can see the panes, whereas this combines together, makes it look fabulous when you're doing builds. So, I was showing the recipe of the hard way to make it. And that is putting creepers in here. And somebody was nice enough, oops, apparently my chicken jumped in there. Somebody was nice enough to say that they actually put their glass, after they cook their glass in the furnace, they put their glass in here. Which is great. Hold on, let me clear this out. Okay, there we go. It's a great way to do this, but they said they put their glass in here, which that would work if you put regular glass in here. However, the easiest way to make molten glass, easiest way, simply take some sand and put it in here. It actually turns it directly into the molten glass. Sometimes I do not think of the simple recipes of things. That's one of my downfalls, but that still works that way, the way it used to. So but there you go. So I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. That's going to be it for today. So until next time, if you haven't already, don't forget, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you can see when all the different videos come out. I have lots of Let's Plays and tutorials and so much more planned. All right, until next time, this is Love Temptress. Don't get burned. Bye!